Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.
You should know that the creation of any ministry by the way, I have a habit of asking, let me ask, test your knowledge. How a ministry is created? By statutory order, by executive order,
based on the requirement of a particular development, it will may be created.
executive order, yes. Since it is related to this, so any ministry is created by executive order. Basically, it is Government of India, business rules, 1961. So under that it is created, it is an executive order. It means the government can create ministry. So it has created cooperation. Ministry of Cooperation and headed by Union Home Minister for cooperative sectors. To provide legal and administrative framework. That is how the term they use. That is what we mean by factual knowledge or terminologies. So, you no need to write all other points written, simply it's to provide legal and administrative framework. That's why it has been created. Means, does it mean then we do not have administrative and legal framework? Framework so far. This. So far we have legal framework which is started. It is not written here, but basically European countries cooperative system started. If you talk about origin etc., then in India basically 1904, 1912, then finally blah blah this. Then thereafter, if you see, so we have 1984, I guess, then 2002. Government has taken steps for let's say that, multi-level cooperative society, national level, providing a legal framework, and 2011, 97th Amendment, and finally let's say 2021. It means that in past there have been legal developments. Another legal development is that cooperatives are in a state list. Means cooperatives as a subject matter is part of the state list first, And second is that it means when it is stateless, state is free to make law, rules, regulations. So state is free to make and regulate cooperatives. Then at national level, so there was one effort to bring for uniformity at national level. A cooperative society act was passed. Then government formulated a policy for multi-level cooperative society, means more than one state a cooperative society is operating. It was given, let's say, cooperative term has been given a constitutional status. So under 19(1)(c), then we have 43(b). So it has also added some other, let's say that provisions in the constitution. And finally, a separate ministry has been created. It means that there were legal frameworks. Can we say? Before. Then let's say administrative framework. What are the administrative framework? So basically there is national level, state level. At national level we have national, let's say, cooperative corporation. Then at national level we will also have a cooperative, let's say, commissioner. So there is a cooperative commissioner. Same thing at a state level we have this cooperative commissioner. For enforcement, compliance of rules related to cooperatives. So we do have a corporation also for promotion. We do have, let's say, officers also who enforce the compliance, enforcement of the rules related to cooperative society. So this administrative framework is also there. Right. Then why we need a ministry which is also saying that there should be a legal and administrative framework? This is the question. Why do we need? So when such legal and administrative framework already exist, then why do we need a separate ministry? Right. Why do we need a separate ministry? Also, when government talks about minimum government, maximum governance, government also talks minimum government should be minimum, but it is an example of maximal. Right. Means then there should be a more harsh scrutiny of this. Right. Why do we need a separate ministry for this? The same government has merged some ministries to minimize, but the same government is creating a new ministries. On the whole, it remains, this is how it is. So that can also be in your mind while, let's say, analyzing it. But it's not that you only legal framework have. It's not that. Only legal administrative framework. Rather, let's say that there is development of cooperatives in India. So like again this fact is not given, but we have over 5, let's say that 5 to 6 lakhs different types of cooperatives. Different types of cooperatives if you take, which will have total population over 25 crore. Total, let's say members, let's say not population, means total members if you take of all the cooperatives of different types, so it will be over, let's say 25 crore. And you know that there are different types of cooperatives, that you should know. So simple, let's say that easy to remember. The farmers, by default you remember farmers, consumers, producers, credit, let's say that those who give credit, that, right, and then housing sector, and one marketing. So there are 6 types of cooperatives in our country we practice, of which the most prominent is farmers type. So farmers, then credit, right, like say there are cooperative banks, right, and then producers, right, producers like Amul. This, so basically they are, let's, popular types. Any cooperative is formed, we should also know that 10 members minimum you need. So any cooperative which we have to form, so there should be minimum 10 members, and they form voluntarily. So cooperatives form voluntarily. So characteristics also you should know a bit. Characteristics, so it is about voluntariness, mutual benefit, right, equality, because equal vote, right, no financial risk, cooperativeness, means collective efforts. Collective efforts. So somewhere also it is considered as a type of, not purely, but a type of self-help group also. When the self-help group topic, if you study, if you know, so there also it comes whether cooperatives can also be part of self-help groups. But a sort of, let's say we say it is it is not self-help group per se. Right. Amul is not a self-help group. This you should know. You should be clear in that. So, because self-help group main is financial cooperation. Main is collective financial cooperation and, let's say, the voluntariness. But cooperatives are consumers, producers, credit, let's say those who give credits, farmers. The farmers are not only for financial cooperation. Farmers associations are formed for all logistics. All different types of logistics, fertilizer, seeds, etc., so that they can minimize their cost, maximize their gain. And then, so their efforts, their nature is different. So we cannot say that it is self-help group. But somehow, let's say that, sort of, let's say that, because it has voluntariness, mutual benefit, and let's say collective efforts. So because of this. And I will end debate here. I don't want to carry forward this. But it is important to know these things for cooperative. That is how we say characteristics. And then let's say that objective is simple. If you see, Objective is to collectively help each other to overcome, let's say, challenges. It can be challenges related to whatever the sectors, so that they can have more, let's say, benefits, or they can overcome their challenges, or let's say that keep development through participation. It is also linked, we have not mentioned, everything cannot be mentioned when I teach, so it's difficult to mention in the booklet everything. This you should know that. Since I can relate to so many things, and so it is simply because of teaching so many things, so that gives the thing. So cooperatives, basically it's thing which is also linked to Mahatma Gandhi. Because he promotes a communitarian type of society. So it promotes, cooperatives also promote communitarian type of society, community type of society by peoples. It is a non-profit model. It is not purely based on a profit model. It is more about helping each other through cooperation. So it is based on also, let's say, that aspect. Then in this field, when it is so much developed, and the top 3 states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Karnataka. And Amul, you know that, most popular cooperative, which has 36 lakh members, and its profit is shared among them. So Amul, then you have Kendriya Bhandar, other such cooperative banks, Sahakari Bank, this is how you can say that. Another is cooperative bank in government sector. And cooperative banks have more than 1 lakh, I guess, if I'm correct, 30,000 crore deposits. They have given over 3 lakh crore loan. So these are some other facts when we talk. So cooperative banks have over 1.3 lakh crore deposits, and 3 lakh crore loan have been given. Sarcastically, it is being said that the government is eyeing on this money. Right. So government ने RBI से भी पैसा ले लिया है जो डिविडेंड था, now it is eyeing on cooperative. Anyhow, so when, let's say that we have already developed system in over 70 years, the then question comes that why we need, because Amul is very successful, Kendriya Bhandar, others such, you will find that some names mentioned. The Kendriya Bhandar is also throughout the country, you will find how, and so then the question comes, do we need a separate ministry? Right. Do we need a separate ministry? So already some people are, I know that they have, means continuities. Do we need a separate ministry? And if yes, then what it should do? And since it is a state subject, voluntary sector, right, try to understand. So since it is a state subject, this plus it is a voluntary sector, you should know that in paper second it is taught as non-profit sector. when we teach that, the development means institution in social justice. So civil society, interest groups, etc. The non-profit sector, voluntary sector. So then this result into state subject, so federal aspect will come, the question on federal aspect. And voluntary sectors, the sectors a question will come on centralization. So there are 3 questions on that. Now, so already you may have read, so let me ask, so do we need a separate ministry? Or what exactly it should do when it is created? So whether creation creates this and that, etc. So since already we have developed, let's say, already we have developed sector, then why? Then you have to know that then problems. What are the problems? If you see the problems in your note given, no, have you got access to notes?
Yes, sir.
Right. So problems are written, you can see that I don't want to write, it takes time. You'll find that it's lack of coordination, vested interest. This will find state role in one such case like Maharashtra. So state of Maharashtra means government, Maharashtra government, abolished board of directors and appointed an administrator to head one cooperative. This aspect. The members, let's say that new members, old members, they have the equal voting. So new member and old member, there is no difference. That aspect you can see. Cooperatives are dominated by politicians. Right. So you'll find that 140 MLA are associated in Maharashtra with cooperatives. 140 MLA. So whether central government is eyeing or that is what. So sharply, let's say it has been criticized by left party, other parties. So the ruling party says that as long as you were holding them, so it was true, no problem. Now when we are going to hold them, so you have a problem. So basically cooperatives are led by vested interest and they dominate in that, and they have individual agenda when they join cooperatives, and largely at, let's say, powerful people, powerful section of the society, they will dominate. Sugar mills, you can see that how sugar mills, they run through cooperatives and how, what is the condition of that. And political factor is a major factor. Means basically what we can say is that major problem will find. So cooperatives are not being run professionally. This professionally means nowadays when there is a far cry demand for professionalization, corporatization of the things, and since they are dealing with certain aspect of running an organization, they are a set of organizations, so that organization should be managed and run this professionally. Then the organization will be able to run efficiently. It will be able to run efficiently and protect interest of all. This is how we can say about cooperatives. The way if you have studied self-help groups, So there have been demand that yes, we should revise, we should bring change in the way self-help groups are managed. And similarly, let's say that cooperatives also you can see. So cooperatives have remained less understood, less known sector. Also in UPSC, a question has been expected for some time, but so far not asked. Now let's say a ministry has been created. If not a question related to ministry, but a question may be related to cooperatives can be asked, and that can be either in paper 2 or paper 3, either side, because in paper 3 on economy side and paper 2 on this polity side it can be, or social justice, etc. The main crux is that it is about running professionally first. Second is that a committee was set up basically in 2005, if you read your note. In 2005, a committee was set up which recommended to reduce the role of the state. In management of cooperatives, and its stake should be reduced to 25%. Its say should be reduced in cooperatives 25%. Central government set up this committee, and states should not have power to abolish board of directors and appoint administrators. So states should not have power. Next factor is, let's say that change factor. Change factor is that you want to create single market, or euphemistically, let's say that one nation, one market, one nation, one leader, one nation, one taxation, if you go on that philosophy. So it is about uniformity, let's say that we do not have uniformity. Right. Only few states are dominating, and then states have their own, let's say that say and whims and fancies, you will find that. So, and on the other hand, we are moving towards integration of market. You will find even agriculture e-NAM that has been created. E-NAM plus these agri bills we have created. So government is already moving towards certain new development, a new type of environment government is creating. And that in that scenario, let's say that it is demanded, it becomes necessary that cooperatives should also be changed, means through regulation, through legal framework, through central government intervention. We should also bring change in the cooperatives so that they can benefit such changes and their functioning can also suit to such changes. And that's why central government role is needed. Because states cannot create such uniformity, states cannot bring professional aspect, and states cannot ensure the changes which we want. So that is how, let's say that the role of government is needed to streamline the working of cooperatives through legal measures, through policy measures, through administrative measures. And means it should create a new institutional mechanism. Whatever the institutional mechanism that we have, it is working, let's say, in a haphazard way, and it is not, let's say, that working in that streamlined manner. And the policy measures are also haphazard, let's say, in terms of when 2002 the policy initiative was taken by the government. And the legal, let's say, that since different states have different laws, rules, so it becomes highly, let's say, that difficult to properly regulate them when one, let's say that cooperative has interstate functioning. So interstate functioning case, and that's why government, when it has created a cooperative ministry, means cooperation, so that is how these changes can be introduced, and that is how we need to have a separate ministry. So it is for streamlining, it is for uniformity, it is for institutionalization, it is for eliminating the legal, let's say that all those legal hurdles which can create impediment for, let's say that cooperatives operating interstate, that aspect you can take, running them professionally. These are the 4-5 points which you should write why a ministry should be created. Now, Thereafter the questions, there are questions other side of the question, but so far if you have any questions you can ask, then we'll take those some questions. No unity of command.
Sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes.
सर why हम हमेशा ये क्यों बोलते हैं that center will bring a professionally, center will give professionalism ला सकता है, why not center? And on the second line we are talking about decentralization, that we should do
No, the
decentralization.
question will come. Question will come. We just let's focus that what we have told so far, that development in cooperative sector and their characteristics, and then what are their problems and why a ministry should be created. From that section, if there is a question, so yes. Otherwise, this will take up this one by one, 2-3 questions will take up. Right.
Okay.
We have not concluded yet. Someone has given a private message that in conclusion, can we write negative view? Why to write negative view? Right. No need to write negative view. Anyhow, we raise some questions here. So, since it is a state subject and it is voluntary sector, so whether creation is, first let's say, somehow it is breach of federal structure. So what we will say on pros, on cons on this aspect. Certainly I will give your view. What do you think? How you will, let's say, justify even if it is a breach of federal structure, it is mentioned in the state list, still the step taken by the center can be defended. What you will write in this? The center has policy expertise, resource. Yes, it is a point. Write publicly so that other people should also know. Because private message, I always say, has no legitimacy on my side. So, yes, anyone that how we will justify, on what basis? One point is that it is expertise. Center has more resources, accept it. Center has always edge vis-a-vis states in terms of its resourcefulness, its think tank, its ability to intervene effectively. Positive aspect. But then second point, see this point, this question is relevant for all those topics where we raise this question. It is a breach of federal structure. So once you understand that what are the points on which we should defend, so it will be applied to all those questions. No any idea? Yes, then second thing comes, let's say that when we say expertise, I will take that point. So first point can be that expertise, resourcefulness. That second, if you are writing, so it is, let's say that uniformity. Right. Uniformity of socio-economic transformation, DPSPs. Center is obliged for that. And third is that interstate role of cooperatives or reach of cooperatives. Since cooperatives like say Amul is operating entire, let's say that we can say in northern India, western, let's say that India. So we don't know whether it has reached in southern India, but let's say that it has kind of pan-India reach. So government has to remove those hurdles, etc., which can have interstate impediments, and therefore that's why center should have center intervention. Uniformity, let's say that it is concerned about, and resourcefulness we concerned about. Right. And these things can bring policy measures. Policy measures which can address the problems, plus it can provide also funds, training, and institutional mechanism. Second, let's say it is not first time that the center is justifying, center has intervened. It is not the center has not intervened. Time to time center intervenes on subject matters even if they are mentioned in the state list. You will find that the 73rd, 74th amendment also, as an example you can see. So in that also it has intervened. Let's say it brought it and uniformity in this. Similarly, you can see the other things related to, means others, let's say subjects. Even in taxation also, if you see GST, the states have given their power in GST. So it is about pulling of power, means pulling of power of union and state. So there have been certain, let's say, subject matters, even if they are mentioned in a state list, but merely a subject mentioned in a state list does not mean that the center cannot intervene. This, and when we are trying to integrate our market, when we are trying to bring reforms, so in that case the center can play an instrumental role, and hence let's say it will not be considered as breach of federal structure, because if it is breach of federal structure, so 73rd amendment, 74th is also. It is not that a ministry is created on a state list as a breach of federal structure, rather how the ministry is going to work. Right. That will be, let's say, more, let's say, that deciding factor. Hence it is not a very serious question, let's say, or it is not a very, let's say, that question which can have certain standard, or it has serious breach, so we cannot say, and that is how you can justify on that. And the role of the state, as we were mentioning, that states, they abolished the board of directors, appoint administrator. So certainly it is whim and fancies, and whims and fancies, and central government should stop it. Then, since it is a voluntary sector, so centralization, can we say appointment of, means creation of a ministry is centralization? So yes, to some extent it is centralization. They should agree that to some extent it is centralization, because now Government of India has created separate ministries. It will have more intervention. When it will have more intervention in that sectors, it is to an extent it is centralization, and it is a voluntary sector. Therefore, government intervention should not destroy their voluntariness. It should not destroy their voluntariness. It means, let's say, that government should work as a facilitator, which it has promised. If you see the beginning context paragraph, there it is written, the government will work as a facilitator for ease of doing business. Right. So this way you should see, and the punchline that they have given, the government should work as a, let's say that it should work as a facilitator. It should not work to intervene with vested interest as it is being criticized. Right. Means its intervention should not be seen from a more political perspective as cooperative extension of political parties for winning elections. That should not be. Otherwise it will be again. So now states were destroying, playing the role of that, so now center will play that. So it should not happen. Rather, cooperatives, we cannot say that they should be depoliticized, but certainly let's say that they should not be used as a political tool. So they should not be used as a political tool, otherwise cooperatives will not work professionally. they will more work as extension of a political party with vested interest, and hence let's say we will not be able to change it. So even if it is an element of centralization, but again it depends ki how the central government is going to work. Right. Then let's say that then another question is whether home minister should be, right. So home minister should not be in charge of Ministry of Cooperation. Simply why? Because Ministry of Home Affairs is itself a very big ministry. And Minister of Home Affairs is a highly busy functionary. So will the minister be able to pay attention to Ministry of Cooperation? And both are two different types of ministry. One is known for danda, sorry to say that. But Ministry of Home Affairs means security. Right. So you are more, let's say that your way of functioning is more related to security. And it is voluntary sector you are. So how can let's say that this ministry can address, and it is because of that also those critics basically they are of view that the government has a vested interest. Therefore the ministry should be given to a person, let's say, who can focus on cooperatives, right? And it can be given to any, let's say that a person who does not have any other portfolio. Otherwise there will be, let's say, second fiddle, let's say focus, means focus will not be on this sector. First. Second, Ministry of Cooperation may not have its future, I will tell you. Right. It can work for, let's say, coming 5 years, 10 years, but we don't think that it will continue as a ministry in future. It can be merged either in rural ministry or ministry, any other ministry. Right. Yes, initially it can try to unbundle the cooperative sector. This, and for that, let's say that for 1-2 decades it should be under a dedicated person who can have the expertise in the field of experience in the field of cooperatives and enterprise, cooperatives, small scale industries. He can have certain future perspective, how to bring change, and those people can be part and parcel of this. Then there will be a change. Otherwise, let's say that it will be very difficult to transform cooperative sector if it is not under a dedicated minister, and if we do not take innovative measures. Therefore, the conclusion should be that the step which has been taken is instrumental for transforming cooperative sector, but it is riddled with a rider, or it is, let's say that it has a rider that it depends on how the government is going to bring intervention. The nature of intervention will determine the quality of transformation. And since it is a new ministry, so it should be under a minister who does not have any other portfolio. That should be the conclusion. Right. Yes, now if you have any questions, you can ask. Can we say it as a watershed development? It has been written in newspaper, it is a watershed development. आप शेड वाटर कर दोगे तो उसका मीनिंग अलग हो जाएगा. So can we say it is a watershed development? Anyhow, some people may be new, let's say that. Generally we focus one topic a bit thoroughly, other topics we give less time. That is what our approach or my approach, because at least one topic you get a thorough aspect so that you get at least understanding that how I should approach a topic. Or if you go and have a different angle if you have, so it takes a bit time. Still that angle we have not told. Let's see, minimum government, maximum governance angle. If you see that why I brought it, because when government came to power, you should know that Ministry of Panchayati Raj was brought under Ministry of Rural Development. So that's why I told that Ministry of Cooperative will not have a long future, because it is not such a huge sector. But when it has been created, we have to support it, because the sector needs unbundling, the sector needs, let's say, that unshackling, because it is shackled with many problems, and it has the potential. If you talk Atmanirbhar Bharat, that can be one aspect, self-reliance which government is talking. So Atmanirbhar, self-reliance, bottom-up approach, so that is how you should link all these things if you have all these understandings. So that because of that, let's say that government, when it has brought a separate ministry, so it is justified. But you should know that Ministry of Panchayati Raj was merged, means it is part of Rural Development Ministry first. Second, self-help group. You should know that we have 8 million self-help groups. 8 million multiplied by 10, you can see that. So self-help group is also having, rather self-help group is more successful if you talk as a group, a particular group, and it has, let's say, especially for women empowerment. But for that we have been talking of a institutional intervention, we have been talking of a policy intervention, but government has not created any dedicated such policy intervention or institution, although NABARD is the institution which is for rural credit. So when cooperative government has created a separate ministry for cooperative, yes, it has more potential than self-help group, because self-help group is related to women empowerment, and that's why again you can justify the creation. But yes, creation should not be only for the name, let's say that it has been created, unless it addresses the policy measures. And if you go by the present government policy initiatives, when it takes radical decisions, so again you should have inclination towards a positive view, that if you see its past record, it has brought innovative policies, and it is expected that Ministry of Cooperation will also bring innovative policy strategy to address the problems of cooperatives. Even if we raise certain questions related to cooperatives, but your view should not be negative, right? Because of changes seen in the society and changes in the government and the way it works and performs.
Contact us to avail the combo offer of General Studies and Public Administration optional with 20% discount.